joy I get from
and he's one consistent message: be better, better, better day before I was the game. Be better the than the hour that I was before. Like, just get better. And I think it came down to my one. It was really truly all about like getting to the pinnacle and being the best like possible at that thing, or being the championships. And not to say that championships weren't important to LeBron, but I think that it's that slow, steady, wins the ways, kind of like that. Which path was better, the tortoise or the hare? And I really truly think that a lot of people may sleep upon like he's doing something that physiologically should not be possible. He is ancient when it comes down to professional sports. I mean, he's 40 and he's still a major factor. It's not post prime for him. Like, to make it 10 years and be of high, effect is a feat. But to go this long, to be in the league this long, it's the longevity principle. I think that a lot of people miss this thing about LeBron as well as Tom Brady. They invest in themselves like beyond what the team's investment. See, the teams hire people who are in my profession, sports medicine. We're called athletic trainers. People you see when somebody gets injured running out on the field, that's people like me, right? So each team, hires a certain amount, and that's you're for everybody on the team. But LeBron spends just under 2 million, like on his own, hiring his own. Tom Brady, similar thing. Look at the longevity in a sport that Tom show enough. Tom is my age. He's literally 2 months older than me. Like, he's my age. And real talk, he had some more years in him. He could have still been playing even this year as a 47-year-old. I'm just saying. But he invested in himself. He invested in himself. Ray Allen, listen, I'm not shocked at what he was able to do his last year that he was there in Miami and when he was taking those shots, because you know what? I used to see him in Whole Foods quite a bit. I saw what was in his basket. I looked at LL Cool J. I think back to the first time I had the honor and privilege of working with him. I've worked with quite a few entertainers before. And he's the only person, y'all, that I saw. You know how people have an entourage? He traveled with his trainer. He actually hired his own trainer. A lot of these guys have writers and they have the room set up and there's certain foods in there. When I looked at his spread, it was unlike anybody else's green room or dressing room. Like, it was full of rich live food. because he was committed to being better, you know, and it was beyond the poster that I would have on my wall. Y'all know I was a big LL fan. I'm just saying, where my 80s people at that, you know, remember I'm alone in the room. I'm coming down your aisle. You know, sometimes I stare at the wall. Woo! I'm talking about like he was committed to his body, like he invested in it. He traveled so that way he wasn't getting off track while he was performing, before or after. LeBron is the same way. It's that longevity. Yes, that ripped body is there for a reason. I've never seen any other entertainer other than him. I'm just saying, doing push ups and actually working with their trainer before they get on stage and even after they get on stage. I saw it. It was what he was investing in. He didn't invest, he didn't have 50, 11 security guards around him. He had his training staff with him. Literally, I was just in a state of shock. Listen, I've seen a lot of things behind the stage, but I had never seen anybody like, and just looking at that interaction with them, and he don't let a lot of folks in, so I was just honored to even be in the place, you know. But here's the thing. He was committed to being better. LL had that long jet. LL still look good. I don't know about y'all, but I'm just saying. I'm just saying he was the man. He's committed though. He was committed during the prime of his life. Guess what? He was committed. And so was LeBron. That's why he's had the longest prime, I think, that any basketball player has ever had. So did Tom Brady. He had an extended prime. It's the investment in himself because they were committed to being better in their health. They were committed to being better at learning themselves, learning the game that they had. They were better at sleeping. A lot of you guys just stop at, oh, well, I'm busy. You think they not? Listen, I had the honor and privilege of, you know, meeting and actually getting time to talk with someone that considered and dubbed himself the hardest working man in radio, which was Tom Joyner. We're talking about someone who lived in New York, who was flying to Miami every day for work. You talk about busy. No, I'm talking about to be live on the air. Now, granted, he now owns a house here, but he was flying for work every single day to be on the radio. He was flying to Miami every morning. The shift that Ricky Smiley is now doing, Tom Joyner Schlop, a syndicated radio show. Like, that's working hard. He was also working smart too, but he was a hardworking man. And yet and still, like, if people are able to fly between cities every day and still have a commitment to their health, it helped that he had a wife who was committed to health. So can we. You can fix your sleep if you're committed to just being better at sleeping, just being better at your dream loyalty, just being better, you know, financially and fiscally. It doesn't matter if you don't have all the information. There are tons of people in this world. There's YouTube University. There are ways that you can get better. Find the teachers, find the great wisdom, the sages, whatever you want to call them, but find someone who knows. It's not enough to just say, I don't know. Find someone who does know and glean. Listen, this is the advantage of having mentors. This is the advantage of also communities, is because you get the game. See, I'm in a game that really truly Tom Brady sums up best. It's what have you done for me lately? So sports medicine is very different from all the other disciplines. Many of them, their compensation is based on how many times, you know, are stretching out, you know, the amount of sessions that you have with a patient or with a client. For us, it's the opposite. It's the speed, it's the accuracy. How fast can you help this person heal? Versus when you go to physical therapy, that, you know, listen, I ain't knocking the compensation, you know, methods, but you know, it's how long, you know, you gonna be there at the facility. You know, my compensation is tied into me having you here for a little while. Versus our perspective is, listen, you have them there too long, you're gonna be fired. You have them there too long, you're not going to get your contract renewed, or your contract can be canceled. So the better aspect is always in my face, getting better and being better and treating folks better, managing stress better. Listen, LeBron just continues to talk about from day one, just be better. Be better, being better, having that focus of being a better person, being better at execution, being better at taking action. Just be better. That's the thing that I think people miss about, the greatness that was Drew Brees. I think sometimes when you're so consistent at being better, it can make people, undervalue you or not look at how the greatness that you truly are. Tim Duncan, my other TV boyfriend, I honestly really truly love that consistency. He didn't have all the flash and all of that kind of stuff, going on, but he had some longevity because he was committed to being better at the fundamentals. You look at any kind of, data on him, he was just committed to the fundamentals. And that was just, he was so great. So if we would be better at preventing injuries before they get there, if we would be better at preventing lifestyle, related diseases, if we would just be committed to be better at gratitude, better at forgiveness, better at resilience, better at receiving compliments, better at follow through. Listen, following through on the things you said you was going to do for you. And not to mention just what you said you was going to do for others, but being better at that follow through for you. Like, are you in an echo chamber? Are you only around people who you 100% agree with all the time? Is your life full of yes people? You got to get better at diversity. You cannot grow and get to the heights that God has for you. You cannot truly fulfill your destiny, in my humble opinion, if you don't have diversity of thought around you. I love people who think differently than me. I don't want an echo chamber. I am not someone that fills their life with a bunch of yes people. You need people that can tell you no. You need people who will tell you, well, another perspective, or who can see it. That's how you cover more ground. Listen, you got to get better at making peace within, that internal peace. Some of you can't sleep at night. Some of you guys, you got to take a whole lot of painkillers and a whole lot of, big pharma got you in a lockhole, in a stronghold. Listen, you got to get better at making peace within. You got to get better at burning that visceral fat, which is the organ fat. A lot of you worry about your scale, but you're not worrying about that. The thing that will kill you the fastest, the most dangerous type of fat, is the visceral fat. What are you doing? What is a part of your commitment to doing something about that? Better at discarding fake food friends. You got to get better at apologies. You got to get better at wonder and amazement. That's what I love about Curious George. I have the entire collection, y'all. There's a certain curiosity and wonder and amazement that gives our life. It adds to that happiness quotient. It adds to that bottom, that the veracity or the full volume of life. Like, there's something about that curiosity. There's something about having wonder still in your life that gives it meaning, that helps you get up out of bed. You got to get better at energizing yourself. It's not enough to say that you're tired. It's not enough to say, oh, I don't feel like it. Man, forget your feelings. You got to get better at energizing you. If that means you got to tap into the Wim Hof method, if that means you got to tap into people like me or Stars Tina or others who are committed and who have an energy regimen. Listen, or look at some Ric Flair promos. You'll get you some energy. There are ways to get better energy. Listen, better at resourcefulness. Yes, you fall down. Yes, you may have had a plan laid out and it didn't go as you thought it would. You got to get better at being resourceful. You got to get better at self-respect, respecting yourself. Listen, you got to get better at deep breathing meditations. Stop sitting here talking about you ain't got time. Listen, you do have enough time. 24 hours is enough. Are you greater than God? Are you greater than the creator? If we were given 24 hours, that means it is enough. Stop saying you ain't got enough time. Your problem is your priority management. That's your problem. You ain't got enough priority management. You got enough time to do all that you were called to do in this season, for this season. Listen, you got to get better at beating your hidden addictions. Some of you are addicted to your phone. Some of you are addicted to gossip. Some of you are addicted to sugar, just like I was. Listen, some of you are addicted to whatever that thing is, shopping or confronting whatever that hidden addiction is that you ain't told nobody, and that you may hide from others, you can't hide from yourself. You got to get better at yes, no, at you. You know, we talk about life be life, but you need to be you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about Patrick Ewing, and I own some of those back in the day, but you got to get better at you, better at you. Listen, we got 2 minutes left. I would love to know what came up for you guys. We just got to get better. We just got to get better. You can be better. The floor is open.
Well, after that good preaching, I tell you what, let's pass the plate.
I love that, Tanya. And we're going to have more time, too, after the clip plays today.
But, yes, very, very good, very good. The key thing that I took away is confront those things that are hindering you from accomplishing the things that you have been called to do. Amen.
Woo! GA, over to you, brother. Love that, Tanya.
The doors of the church are not open. All that feel compelled. I'm sorry. Y'all got it.
Oh, I love it, y'all. I so love it here in the words of TM. I really hope you guys, enjoyed my quick message on just be better. That's how LeBron has had that longevity. So I want y'all to hear this clip, that I've definitely wanted to share with you all today. It is 5:30 a.m. Over to you, Mary Lynn. Woo!
And as no surprise, or you may be surprised, we're going to be listening to a clip, The Mind of LeBron James, Just Be Better. After the clip, we'll put up the link to a fundraiser that we support every year, which is an orphanage Richard. And we'll probably talk about that a little